some other arrangement. Oh, that doesn't translate at all.
You don't know!
You said you spoke Ogrish.
I do. It's not exactly a language that's suited to negotiation. It's mostly about violence and feces.
Stinkfoot! You don't know!
Wow, there's the pot calling the kettle stank. You smell like incontinent corpse.
So I have been a fan of Journeyquest for many years. About a year after I became a fan, I found out that the entire production was based in my backyard. Since then, I've had Christian Doyle over for drinks on episodes 30, 31, 32, and 33. Had several members on for an event we did about a little over a year ago, and have talked about Journeyquest to anybody who would listen. In most ways, the show only gets better with Season 3. The mixture of comedy and tragedy has become even more intense. The dark parts are even more dark, the funny parts are somehow even more lighthearted, and the story just keeps drawing me in more. As I have said, the positives greatly outweigh the very few negatives. Nara is now played by Elisa Kay instead of Ann Brady. Although there is nothing wrong with the performance of either of these two very talented actresses, it's strange to constantly remind yourself that the character is still Nara. They look totally different. The only other negative is that the prosthetic costuming has changed. When the orcs are in orc form, they look different enough that it pulls you out of that world for a second. The makeup of now undead Caro looks smoother. Many of these changes are because of the bigger budget, and they are improvements, but it is different enough that longtime fans may get twitchy. Long term, however, this is going to make the show better, so it's a good thing. The version on Amazon Prime makes each of these 3 seasons play like a movie. When watching it this way, it really shows what a force Zoe is as a production company. These 3 seasons as movies could go up against many major releases and blow them out of the water. It proves that independent does not have to mean lower quality. The YouTube uploads, however, include cast interviews that are pretty cool to watch. So watch on Amazon, watch on YouTube, or watch both. I did. Now I'm going to go play with my perf miniature. Unlike the show, he's going to fight dragons. Consider it an allegory for what will happen if there isn't a season 4, because that cliffhanger was brutal. Alright, hey everybody, another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey. We're still here with Bill Brigade, and you can go down to their website. It's on the bottom of the screen, and check out some new music. They've been here for the whole month. We've been talking Star Wars versus Marvel, and but I'm going to start this episode off with something a little different. I've known Ed for decades, and somehow we got into the habit of every Christmas trying to one-up the other on who could give who the most messed up Christmas gift. And I figured, you know, what the heck? That's wasted content. Why not make this content? So I want you guys to see what I got him for Christmas this year. He forgot to bring me my present, but I know. Think if you look at what I bought him for Christmas, I think you'll all agree that I won this year.
All right, we're about to find out. Obviously, it comes in this awesome Hello Kitty bag. So that right there's a good start. So let's check it out.
The rest of you are about to be jealous. I'm just saying.
I already am.
Absolutely.
Oh. Now, how cool is this? Dingle Bearies. Is this a game or is it candy?
No.
Oh, assorted flavors. It's candy. That's just awesome. Oh, I saw the maze on the back, and so I'm like, oh, is it a game?
No, it's chocolate-covered gummy bears.
Chocolate-covered gummy bears, which is funny because she just ate a whole bag of those that we got in a.
Look, absolutely no nutritional value.
No nutritional value added.
Yeah, if you read
assorted flavors. Yeah. Because breakfast is the most important meal of the day, which is why it looks like a cereal box. A delicious part of your unbalanced breakfast.
Now go to the spine and read a couple of the nutritional facts.
Okay.
Not the actual nutritional facts, but the nutritional facts.
Probably this one. Yeah. Here we go. Nutritional facts. Serving size. Bowl. Servings per box. Depends on the size of the bowl. Calories. Lots. Calories from sugar. all. All right. And here we have the percentage daily value. Sweet satisfaction, 600%. Happiness, 527%. Euphoria, 510%. Sugar buzz, 480%. Fun, 401%. Pure joy, 387%. Wackiness, 362%. OMG, 307%. Deliciousness, 100%. Pleasure, 100%. Indulgence, 80%. Cavities, 3%. Only 3%. Guilt, 0%. Yeah. Guilt, 0%. And regret, 0%.
And the name of the company that puts them out is?
The name of the company is It's Sugar. You can go to say hi. It's Sugar. Hashtag It's Sugar. And they have Facebook, Twitter, and I think that's Instagram. So, yeah, it's Sugar. You know you want it.
So
this is awesome.
So for Christmas, I got you Dingle Bearies.
You got me Dingle Bearies for Christmas. Just like when you got me AIDS one year.
Yeah. Little stuffed animal.
The little plushy AIDS.
Plushy diseases. Yeah. And it wasn't AIDS. It was just HIV.
Was it HIV?
Yeah, it was HIV.
Oh, okay.
It was the actual disease. It was actually the viruses. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it was. So.
I gave my best friend's daughter. I gave her what is it? Typhoid.
Typhoid. Nice. Was her name Mary?
My daughter typhoid.
Was her name Mary?
No.
No. Wait. What is that? There's something else in here.
Yes, there is.
Oh, it's Cthulhu. I think this is like the second or third Cthulhu thing you've given me before.
Yeah.
You gave me a bobblehead before. And,
That was
and I think a pop.
by my wife.
Yes, I could tell her artistic work.
Yes.
Very cool.
His.
Thank you, Sherry. Since you're not here,
Yeah.
can't go wrong with Cthulhu. Oh, that's right. You gave me a Cthulhu Loops cereal shirt once too.
Oh,
that's what the other thing was.
I own one of those too.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
Go somewhere as twins one day.
There we go.
So, it comes with a free book of chants, I believe.
Mine didn't, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I got the original version.
Damn it.
So,
Or darn it. Whatever.
all right. So, in our ongoing discussion of Star Wars, can we all at least agree that Star Wars is at least being done better than DC?
Absolutely.
Yes.
But that's not saying much.
That's not saying much.
Can't we say just about anything's Can't we say that just about anything's being done better than DC?
I would, well, except for the Dresden Files is not being done better than DC, mainly because Jim Butcher has not found a company to get a contract with and has not rebooted the Dresden Files TV show yet. So if you see the original Dresden Files TV show, it's barely worth a watch. But the books, the audiobooks, the graphic novels, Dresden Files, it's like Harry Potter for adults. It's great. So, all right. Any other wonderful questions we should discuss in the Star Wars versus Marvel world?
I think we've pretty much covered everything. There isn't much. Where should Star Wars go from here, maybe? I don't know. I have heard that they're, after these last 3 movies that are being made, they're going to make more movies that are just not with any known characters that we know of, which I think is a great idea.
Rian Johnson has been given permission to reboot to create his own trilogy. So out of all the directors, they didn't grab the Rogue One director. They didn't grab, Ron Howard. They didn't, not even J.J. Abrams. No, they gave it to Rian Johnson is rebooting his own trilogy. I keep saying rebooting. Is launching his own trilogy. I don't know. I see good and bad with that. What's your thoughts? Is there a director? If you all of a sudden, Kathleen Kennedy said, "I quit, and I am insisting that Alex take my place. You're now in charge of Star Wars." Which director do you give the trilogy to? The first trilogy without George Lucas's influence.
Martin Scorsese.
Well, it's like, can we go back and then be like, "Hey, David Lynch, you want to do your take on Return of the Jedi?"
No. I mean, a whole new trilogy. You got a whole new trilogy.
I know, but
directors that are alive.
I'm just still trying to picture, what would that look like? David
David
Lynch.
Lynch?
David Lynch, Return
Star
of the
Wars?
Jedi. He passed on Return of the Jedi and did Dune.
Oh, did David Lynch was supposed to do Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, he was offered it. Yeah, see there you shift uncomfortably, and it's like, yeah,
That
yeah.
would be some really messed up
That's
stuff.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think we would have actually seen the Ewoks, like, eating the stormtroopers.
Probably.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anybody have any directors that they would like to see do it?
That's a hard one. I'm trying to think. Ridley Scott? That might be cool.
Scott could be cool. It'd be a little dark. I don't think
It'd be
he could
dark.
do any
It probably
humor
does.
in that.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't.
I think it'd be a little too dry. I may get crucified for saying this, and maybe it's because I'm a little bit of a fanboy, but Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I would have no problem with that at all.
You're actually not
Okay.
wrong
Yeah.
there.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Coen brothers might do a decent job.
Maybe.
It's not
I'd
up their
like to
alley,
see,
but
a Robert Rodriguez bounty.
there we go.
Bounty hunter movie.
Okay, Robert.
That would be
Robert
perfect.
Rodriguez to do Boba Fett.
He can do no wrong.
So yeah, something along
Okay.
that line.
Orlando
Or just-
Calrissian.
Just straight, just bounty hunters, just
Okay.
like all of them. Just
Oh,
you
all
know,
of them at once.
Like,
Yeah.
just,
Go
just,
along the line, like what was it? Was it in Empire where they had where they kind of cam the camera like back across all of them? Yeah, and go across and just have all of them kind of
like maybe
do a movie about
have
that.
it like be and like he could you kind of have that Tarantino scene that he directs in it too, just it's thrown somewhere, and like maybe like it leads up to the meeting on the Star Destroyer. Like here's what everyone's doing, and they get the call of, hey, here's this job. We want you to find Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon, but it's everyone out, hunting bounties and kicking ass.
All right. So the Bounty Hunters, a Bounty Hunters standalone with Robert Rodriguez, maybe Quentin Tarantino as well. But for trilogy, are we all in agreement? Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right. So that ends our Star Wars versus Marvel. So I think it's time for us to try some Shieldaig. It was what was it again? The one we did last time.
It was a space side.
Space side. Okay, and this is an Islay.
Isla. Yeah.
Isla is the way to pronounce that, we believe. Nose.
Let's see.
The whiskey knows himself.
And this one's a Scotch, right? See that?
This is a Scotch, and it's peated, which is what an Isla is, as opposed to a Highlander.
As much about. And so I'm not quite certain what it should be like, but let's just see what this. That's got like a musky scent to it. And like, that reminds me of something I could sit down with my grandfather and drink. And like, we would both enjoy it. And I'm curious to hear what you guys are going to say about how that sits on your tongue. Because with that musky flavor, I can almost picture the oak, but no, not really like an oak flavor to it. But yeah, being not really a Scotch drinker myself, I'm not quite sure exactly how to describe that, except for a musky flavor. But I bet it's going to be an interesting flavor to it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Bottoms up. Ed, now I know you're a fanboy of Shieldaig. What do you have to say?
Okay, and what you're smelling there is this particular style of Scotch. It's an Islay. It's filtered through peat in Scotland, so it's going to have that kind of campfire kind of flavor about it. And which, out of all Scotches, I love the Islays the best. And this is like bottom of the barrel, but you gotta. It's around $25 for this bottle, which is unheard of for an Islay, because used to be they would start at $50, $60, $70. And either you like Islays or you don't. I like Islays. I love them. They're my absolute favorite. This particular bottle is always my go-to. If I'm just looking to get away cheap and really enjoy my bottle, I like this. It's very peaty. Has a sharper bite than, say, something that's been aged a little longer. But being Scotch, it's aged at least 3 years in one day. So it definitely gets all up in your olfactory senses there. So you can definitely smell it, taste it. I love it.
Gabe, what's your thoughts?
Well, a lot of my Scotch experience happens to be like blended Scotches and things like that, except for what we've had here on Nerds Drink Whiskey. But to tell you the truth, like he was saying, you can really get that peaty kind of campfire smell and flavor through your olfactory senses. It's not bad. I mean, for probably a $20, $25 bottle of Scotch, as far as I know, that's, like Ed was saying, that's pretty much unheard of. It's not that bad for, at least in my experience and my taste. I would say for me that's well worth, paying such a low price tag. It's not bad at all.
I'm not big on Scotch to begin with, so this is a bit just kind of like, all right. However, if this is your thing, and certainly for the price, like, it's of the Scotch that I've had in the, same range, it's like, okay, because I've probably had, like, a higher, because Nate was on a Scotch kick for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So he
That's right.
usually get, something, fairly decent, and it's...
To be fair, we were usually pretty drunk by that time.
Yeah, that's also probably the problem with Scotch, is that's when they decide, hey, let's start drinking Scotch, and it's like, sure, we've been drinking all night, it's a brilliant time for that, but, I mean, yeah, I mean, really, I just, as not being a Scotch guy, I can't really be like, oh, I dislike it, the specifics, but it's like, if someone offered it to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that being pretty alright, so, I mean, I don't know. Don't really have...
Awesome the dog. What's your feelings?
just want to say hi.
Woof, woof. This is my dog, Awesome. For those of you who don't know, if you watch the show on a regular basis, Awesome comes on the show every once in a while, and she's my little rescue. Had her for almost 2 years now, about a year and a half, and she's got her own page on Facebook. So if you want to see how spoiled, she is. Now I'm going to leave those coughs in there. I've been trying to edit some of the coughs out this month, but I'm going to leave those coughs in there because I think it's pertinent to the whiskey that we're having. I have a persistent cough. Every time I get even the common cold, I end up with a cough that lasts for months, and there's certain smells that activate it. And I got to say, this it's kind of making me cough a little bit. To quote my favorite character from the cartoon Ren and Stimpy, the horse.
No, sir.
No, sir. I don't like it. So this is the most... I mean, would you say this is the most peaty, one of the more peaty scotches out there?
Well, it's not necessarily the more peaty. It's the style of Scotch is what it is. Okay. So anything that's Islay, it's going to be peaty like this. Okay. This one being on the lower end, a little less refined, an almost Band-Aid quality like about it, but I love that. But yeah. It's...
You nailed it. It smells like a Band-Aid.
Smells like a Band-Aid, tastes like a campfire.
Yeah. That's it in a nutshell. Smells like a Band-Aid, tastes like a campfire. If you like that sort of thing, obviously I do. So I like this. Like I said, Islays are not for everybody.
When it inspires a coughing fit, I can tell you that the cough actually tastes like a Band-Aid as well. So it's this is now I know I see you said it was 20, 25 usually.
Yeah, 25, 22. I don't quite remember exactly. I know it wasn't over $25.
What price did you find?
20, so right in the range. So.
Yeah. So I don't think I'd pay $5. Yeah. There's so much out there that's better. completely. Yeah, no, I mean, we've tried other Shieldaig, and I can't remember what the episode it was, but we did another one. There was a what was it?
Speyside.
A Speyside. That was a little better than this. I liked it a little better than this, and we'll put it on the down below on the credits on the screen. We'll put what episode that was that we reviewed the other Shieldaig. But yeah, this is one of my least favorite whiskeys I think I've ever tried.
I got a question for you. All right, Mark. So, would you rather drink this Shieldaig Islay or the Rogue Dead Guy whiskey?
By far, the Rogue. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think if I had the $20, I'd go spend it on the what was that
The $15 stuff.
yeah
the
Irish whiskey,
yeah.
the Kavanaugh.
Yeah, Kavanaugh
Yeah.
for 15. That was for 15. That is not a bad whiskey for 15.
I can honestly say I think I'm with Ed on this. I wouldn't mind spending the $20 on the Shieldaig over the Rogue myself, but that's just me.
Now, out of all of them that we've tried this month, as this is the end of this series, I still say the Mixtures definitely gets top spacing, ignoring price. But if you keep price in mind, I would definitely say the Kavanaugh. So, yeah. But any other closing thoughts before we end this episode?
That's my second favorite. This is my first, but that's because I like these.
Yeah, you do. So, all right, you can. Does it pair well with Dingle Bearies?
Well, Scotch pairs well with chocolate, no matter what, or any sort of sweets. So I'll try that out later. Dingle Bearies and Scotch, campfire Scotch. May the force be with you.
All right. See ya. In closing, thanks to the band Brigade for stopping by. And for those of you who don't know, this guy used to do when I was a music journalist, this guy did the most entertaining death metal CD reviews you could ever read. And he reviewed them on a Hello Kitty boombox. And people that don't even like death metal would read his death metal CD reviews. They were so well done. So he comes back as the Whiskey Nose. He doesn't drink anymore, but the nose knows, and it was quite impressive, sir. So thank you for coming, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey.